What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today you're talking sports with NG. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Minnesota Vikings season prediction. So before you get into today's video, make sure you guys hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I'm posting NFL predictions a lot for the next 2 weeks. So if I don't get to your favorite team now, best believe in the next 2 to 3 weeks, your team will be presented on this channel. So make sure you guys stay in tune for that. Also, turn on the notification bell so that way you don't miss the time that I post your team's predictions, man. That's very important. Like I said, with the notification bell, you get every notification for every video or live stream that I do. So that way you don't miss your team's predictions. Also, too, we got an Eagles roundtable coming out in the next 2 weeks. Well, it's going to be a live stream in the next 2 weeks. So I'm trying to get that set up. And also, too, before we get into this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the Ben Podcast. I haven't shouted that out in a while. That's my podcast with my boys, B Sports Talk, or now Cheesy B, and Isaiah Faithful. Make sure you guys keep showing some support to the Ben Podcast channel. You already know how it go. Now, let's get right to the Minnesota Vikings season prediction, man. We got the Minnesota Vikings, man. This is going to be an interesting team. I think that they can do some good things, but they'll also have their fair share of mistakes. So let's get right into today's prediction for the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings, week number 1, they have the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm going to give them a win here. They're going up against Joe Burrow, his first game since the big injury. So it's going to be interesting how Joe Burrow comes out, you know, after the injury. We're going to see, but I think the Vikings offense is really going to be able to take advantage in this game. I think they're going to score a good amount of points. But yeah, I just got the Vikings winning this one, man. The Bengals, like I said, Joe Burrow's first game back, he's going to have a lot of pressure, and I think that, you know, it's not gonna be a good day for the Bengals. Week number 2, the Minnesota Vikings face the Arizona Cardinals. This is gonna be an interesting matchup. 2 really good offenses. You got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and Dalvin Cook, and then you got Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green. It's just going to be a good game. I got the Cardinals edging this one out. I think it's going to be a real high-powered offensive game, but I think the Cardinals defense will get enough stops in order to win this game. Their defense, they get a little bit better. They still got Budda Baker, who's a good safety. You got J.J. Watt, who whatever is left in him, they're going to get. Chandler Jones as well as on the defensive line. He's still good. So, you know, you got an okay defense in the Arizona Cardinals. So I think that their defense is going to get one stop, and that's the only stop they're going to need in this high-power offensive shootout. So I got the Vikings losing this one. They're going to start off the season 1-1. And then for the Vikings, you got week 3, the Seattle Seahawks, another big offensive game. You want to have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett going up against the receiving core of Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. This should be a passing game for the most part. Obviously, you still got Dalvin Cook for the Vikings, and this is going to be a really good game, but I think that Seahawks are going to pull this one out. This is going to be another close game that the Vikings will lose, and you guys are going to see a lot with this Vikings preview that they're going to be in a lot of shootouts, but I just think the teams that they're going against is just going to be slightly better. So, like I said, man, Seattle, another shootout with the Vikings, but the Vikings fall short. They're going to be 1-2. Week number 4, another game. 2 great offenses against the Cleveland Browns, but the Cleveland Browns have the better defense, and I think that this is the game where the Vikings offense gets slowed down just a little bit. Obviously, the Vikings have a lot of talent on offense, but they're going to get slowed down a little bit here. The Cleveland Browns have a really good defense. They got Myles Garrett. They got Clowney, who they got, and JOK. He's been looking good in preseason and training camp so far. Denzel Ward is a good corner over there in Cleveland. So you got a good defense, and they signed John Johnson III, who's a really good safety. I think the Browns defense is going to have a really good, I think they're going to perform the best so far against this Vikings offense, and I think the Browns offense are going to do what they have to do to get the job done. Now we got the Detroit Lions versus the Vikings week number 5. Now I have the Vikings on a 3-game losing streak, but all of them are close games that they could possibly even win. But they're 1-3 going into week 5, and that's going to be a win for them against the Lions. I'm not that high on the Detroit Lions. Y'all see my last NFL prediction was the Lions. I'm not high on them. The Detroit Lions, they're going to get beat right here, and that's just what I think, man. They're just going to outscore against the Vikings, and they could possibly sweep the Vikings, in my opinion. But we'll wait for that. I'm sorry, they could possibly sweep the Vikings, sweep the Lions. Y'all get what I'm saying. Let's just move on to week number 6. Week number 6, the Vikings will face off against the Panthers. They are 2-3 right now going into week 6, and I think they're going to get a win right here, right before the bye week. They're going to be 3-3 going into the bye, exactly at 500, getting wins against the Lions, getting wins against the Vikings. I'm sorry, the Bengals, the Lions, and the Cardinals. Jesus, they're gonna win against the Bengals, they're gonna win against the Lions, and they're gonna win against the Panthers. That's who I think they're gonna beat going into the bye week. They have a week 7 bye, so the Vikings are 3-3 right now, currently going into their bye week, exactly at 500, and that's kind of how I expect their first 6 weeks to go. Now, week 7 bye, so we're gonna go right into week 8, Vikings and Cowboys. This is another high offensive game, and the Vikings finally win a shootout. I think they're going to beat the Cowboys right here and improve their record to 4-3. And I think this is going to be a really good offensive shootout. But like I said, I had them losing so many great offensive games in the beginning of the season. I think they're going to finally learn how to win a close game by week 8, and that they're going to get a win against the Dallas Cowboys. So the Vikings get a win right here. They're going to improve their record to 4-3. Week number 9, they're going to go against Baltimore, coming in here at 4-3. And I think they're going to lose right here. I think the running game of the Ravens is really going to expose the run defense of the Vikings. The Vikings don't have the worst defensive line in the league, but the Vikings, they're just going to get exposed by this Ravens offense rushing attack. So I think they're going to go to 4-4 right here. In week number 10, they face the Chargers, and I actually think they get a win right here. You know, coming off of a loss to the Ravens, they're going to want to bounce back, and they're about to go into the Packers game the next week, so they want momentum going into their game against the Packers. Right here, they're going to beat the Chargers right here to try to get some momentum. And Chargers, they're not going to be an easy team to beat this year. The Chargers are really going to be a good team, so I can't wait till I get to them for my season predictions. So the Los Angeles Chargers will lose to the Vikings, and the Vikings will improve their record. Excuse me. They will improve their record to 5-4 going into week number 11. Like I said, the Vikings are 5-4 going to week 11, and they're going to face the Packers. And I think they will lose this one. It will drop their record to 5-5, right at the 500 mark. I just think that the Packers are still the better team than the Vikings. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. You got Devontae Adams. You got Aaron Jones. You got Robert Tonyan, who had a great year at the tight end position for them. David Bakhtiari is going to be back healthy this season. So the Packers are going to look good in this game, and I think the Packers are going to get a win that they need right here in week 11. So the Vikings will drop their record to 5-5. And the next week, it gets even harder, because if the 49ers are healthy, they're going to lose this game week 12 to the Niners. I have them dropping their record to 5-6 right about here. And this is where things start to go downhill for the Vikings. And I think, yeah, man, they're going to drop to 5-6 right here. I just think, man, the Vikings, the Packers, they just outmatched them, in my opinion. I mean, the Vikings have the better running back, maybe the better receiving core, but I just think Rodgers, Adams, Tonyan, even Devin Funchess is going to be back for the Packers in the receiving core. Obviously, he's not the best, but he's going to be a good number 2 for them. I just think that the Packers are going to win this game. Then week number 13, they play a division rival in the Lions. Right now, I have them at 5-6, and I think they lose again. I think this is going to be a very, very hard-fought division game, but I think the Lions right here are going to be desperate to beat their division rival. The Vikings right here are trying to make a late playoff push towards this part of the schedule, and the Lions are going to say, no, we're not letting you make a playoff push, at least not beating us. Right here at week 13, the Lions will upset the Vikings, and now the Vikings are 5-7 for me. Going into week 14, the Vikings will play the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will lose this game. I think the Minnesota Vikings right here losing 3 in a row. I think they're going to get a bounce-back win versus the Steelers, versus Big Ben and those boys over there. So now I have them at 6-7 going into week 15. To Chicago against the Bears. I think that the Vikings will lose this one. I think the Bears and Justin Fields will be established right here. He's going to be in a big divisional game, and I think Fields is going to shine in this moment and beat the Vikings. So I have the Vikings at 6-8. Yeah, 6-8, that sounds about right. Week 16, they're gonna face the LA Rams. Just a disappointing loss to their division rival, and they're gonna pick up a win against the Rams, man. Improve their record to 7-8 right here. And they're gonna get a win against the Rams. I think the Rams right here, they are gonna need a win during the playoff seeding, because you know how hard that NFC West division is. But I think that, you know, the Rams, you know what the Rams do every year, since they've, like, you know, outside of the Jimbo Fisher era, that was trash. But since they have Sean McVay, the Rams have always lost some type of stupid game that I think they should have won. I think it's going to be a really good offensive game, though. But I just think, even though the Rams need a win right here for playoff positioning here in Week 16, I just feel like that this is just a game that the Rams is just going to mess up. So the Vikings will go into Week 17 coming off of a win against the Packers. And actually, I had the Packers sweeping the Vikings. And I know Vikings fans are not going to like that, and a lot of people, but that's just my opinion, man. Right here, Week 17, the Packers are going to be fighting for the 1 seed in the NFC and try to get every win that they possibly can. And I think that the Packers are going to pull out this win right here. And then the last game of this season, they're 7-9. I'm going to have them beating the Bears, getting revenge week number 18, as we do have the extra game. So I have the Vikings going 8-9. And that's the record prediction, man. I do think that Justin Jefferson will have such an amazing year once again. I think Adam Thielen's going to be Adam Thielen, have another 1,000-yard season. I think Dalvin Cook's going to have another 1,000-yard season, be a top 5 running back as he is. I think Kirk Cousins is going to have a decent season for Kirk Cousins, but I still think that Vikings defense is very unproven, this is why I have them losing a lot of high-scoring close games, is because I think their defense is just not ready yet. They have a very young defense outside of Harrison Smith. But I don't know, man. That defense is very young. I think Jeff Gladney is there. I know they picked up Patrick Peterson, but is he really the Patrick Peterson that we all know? Not really. So outside of Patrick Peterson and Harrison Smith, they have a very young defense that still needs to develop. That's part of the reason why I have the Vikings going 8-9 instead of sneaking into the wild card. So make sure you guys just hit the like button if you enjoy this. Vikings fans, y'all still got 8 wins. That's better than some teams in the NFL. I still think you guys are going to have a really good offense. I just think your defense is unproven. So make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the notification bell. Also, too, I'm going to be double uploading, which means 2 uploads per day sometimes for these NFL predictions. So keep the notification bell on so that way you guys know when all these videos come out, man, for these NFL predictions. And some of them going to be live streams with collabs. So, like, the next one is going to be the Bears prediction. There's going to be a live stream. Well, hopefully I can get Josh and Benji on. But I'm going to definitely have one of them on. So make sure you guys stay in tune for that. Today, you've been talking sports with MG Nas. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.